to expired Leeway ambulance. A two-car motor vehicle accident with injuries. Coming into a location, two-car motor vehicle accident. Checking on injuries.
So we had two vehicles here. We had 3 people trapped, 1 fatality, 1 suspect. The idea was that marijuana is now more heavily present in our youth than it used to be. Alcohol, I guess, is now number 2 in their choice. So we wanted to impact the use of marijuana and what it can still happen. People think marijuana, I can still smoke and drive, when in fact that's not the truth. There's still consequences. Students, I think, can take a lot more from this, the severity of it, especially with Mercy Flight and the helicopter. They realize this is a real situation. These things do, unfortunately, happen more often than not. If we can make one student change their mind, then we've succeeded. I think we got through to some of them. I mean, obviously, we're not getting through to every student, but judging by the attention span and the silence there was, I think it was a success. We won't know until later. Hopefully, some kids come forward with some sort of like, hey, there was this plan, or we had this plan, or even Saturday night, kids make a choice then, hey, I don't want to do that. Hey, I'm not going to smoke, or hey, I'm not going to go to that party, and hopefully it makes a difference.
For us, it's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking to take a young girl or boy away from their family, their parents, with a possibility of survival, maybe not, and we don't want you to potentially, lose your life and lose all of your future. We know you're young and you're bright and you have things to look forward to for something silly like a night of drinking. It's fun. We understand that. Your parents would really prefer a phone call that says, hey, Mom and Dad, I've been drinking. Can you please come and get me? Rather than the phone call that says, hey, Mom and Dad, your kid is in the morgue or your kid is in the hospital hurt and we don't know if they're going to make it. So what we want you to understand is that this is a big deal. It's a lot of work for us to come get you, and it makes us really sad to actually have to come get you. So please, have fun, but be aware and be safe about what it is that you're doing.
Well, I've never seen a group of students this large be this quiet for this long. So I know we had their attention, and that is the most basic and most fundamental thing. We want them to take all of this in and understand really what happens and the implications of choices that they make. It's important to do this kind of production, because if we just had them in the auditorium and stood up and kind of recited things to them, it wouldn't have the same impact as really showing them as best we can what happens in a situation like this. I don't want the kids to think, hey, I'm a good kid, I've never been in trouble, that won't happen to me. Where there is a fatality, it is very likely that jail or prison time would result from a conviction, even if the driver had never been in trouble and was otherwise a good kid, because of the terrible consequence that resulted. The knowledge and the memory of what you did because of the choice that you made in taking someone's life and seriously injuring one of your friends is something that you can't be paroled from, you can't be pardoned from. It's something that you carry with you for the rest of your life.
We just want everyone to be safe, and I think seeing a demonstration like this can go a long way to help people understand the reality of what making bad decisions can be. And one of the pieces of messaging that we said to our students was, have fun, definitely enjoy those moments. This is a celebratory time of the year, but understand that there is the real life component that poor decisions can take what is a beautiful time of the year and make it a very tragic time of the year in an instant.
Today is about decision making and making good decisions, right? And I think that's what we always drive home to our student population, and especially for our juniors and seniors this weekend as they enjoy a fun event with a prom. We always want to talk about making good decisions, and I think, again, going back to it today, it's about doing that. And again, we talked about this scenario today with marijuana and the use of driving under the influence. It could be alcohol. I'll take the spin on it too, that we talk about, we don't do enough about distracted driving and students on cell phones. We know our students have cell phones. Put them away when you're driving, right? And put them in the glove department, put them away and in your cup holders, whatever, and just make that opportunity where you're focused on the road to protect not only yourself but everyone else that's on the road. And I think the message here today is good decision making.